What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Of course, I was having the opportunity to listen to Brother Corey Holcomb last night. And of course, Brother Corey Holcomb always has something interesting to say. And the reason why I believe is because the brother he don't have no limitations. Like, whereas I'm afraid to say the things that he's saying, although I could think it and wouldn't say it, this dude just doesn't care. Which makes, the ability to listen to what he's saying, so interesting, right? So now, let me also talk about what he was saying about the situation with Eboni K. Williams. Eboni K. Williams, became a single mother by choice. And again, remember she said some very interesting things, that she would never date a bus driver unless he owned the bus, things like that. Well, we're going to listen to Corey Holcomb talk about that right now.
What's that lady name who was talking about she wouldn't date a bus driver?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember her. Is this some reality?
She was getting a little run at first.
Mm-hmm.
No. It was a lady
who
was talking about she wouldn't date a bus driver. And this got her a lot of airplay. She was on shows.
Yeah, she was on shows.
Her name is going to come to me in a second. But she made, what is her name? Eboni K. Williams said she wouldn't date a bus driver, but just had a baby artificially inseminated in that blew out ass. This is the definition of insanity, ladies and gentlemen. The brother who passed, that day was happy he passed, said this. Can't make shit up if you want to. Here this bitch said she won't date a bus driver, but had to have a baby artificially put in a... What the is wrong with this? That is insanity if you ever saw it. I'm talking about cuckoo. You had to have a baby put up in you, but you wouldn't date a bus driver? Oh my God. Hey man, I'm scared of these people, man. Look at her, she thinks she's something too. When she take off that makeup and hair, she look like somebody mammy. Like she about to be. By somebody who she had to buy. She had to buy a family and have it put in.
That ain't cheap.
Man, listen, man, these are the women we got to choose from out here. She's supposed to be elite. Only elite to a fool.
That's why she don't have a fool. She don't have one.
Now that's really a pop-up baby right there. I can't imagine you out here, instead of letting the bus driver down when he get off work, you would rather have something slid in you.
It had to do with the amount that he make. But can you imagine if a bus driver, what if she said, how does she know the guy whose sperm she accepted? Unless she got it from somebody else.
She said she know who the guy is.
Oh, well then that's a different story. I thought she
Not know him, just found out she has information on who was the donor. Because you can look at the tell she want to pick through what babies she want, but she don't want the responsibility that God gave her to be a woman of substance. She's a woman who accepts substance in her sack so she could skeet out a creature in a few months. Like if you can't get pregnant and they find a way to do it like that, that's different. But I'm just saying, I look at these women, man, and I'm like, these women are insane.
So, let me just say this, man. He's cooking with hot grease. Again, like I said, the brother says some things that I probably wouldn't say, but overall, he's right. Let me explain why. There are so many women out here in the black community that want to have a child, which is their fundamental right. But they want to do so at the expense of a man. And what some people will say, well, I'd rather be alone and be a single mom than to have a man. Now, let me just think about this. I'm a somewhat dusty but successful man. I want to have a child, right? The equal thing is I'd rather be a single dad than to have his mother in his life who may or may not be on my level. Then the first thing that we must discuss is, why can't you find somebody on whatever level you say that you're on? Is there a reason that you can't do that? Now, women will make every excuse in the book. They'll give the old Vivica Fox excuse, the pickings are slim. Brothers are gay, things like that. But on the flip side, if a man were to say something like that, he'd be considered crazy. Because someone is going to say, well, the child needs their mother in their life. And I'm very glad that you understand that and are willing to say that. That's important that you would say that. And you know what? You're right. A child without his mother, the situation is so stupid, right? It doesn't make any sense, right? Now, it is just as dumb, in my honest opinion, to say a child doesn't need to have a father from the jump because the mother doesn't need a father. And we've talked about the black community, and the things I don't like about people like Eboni K. Williams is that they'll sit back idly by and talk about how black men, the pickings are slim. Pickings are slim in the black community. These men here and these men there and these men here are there. That's what they're gonna say. And then what are they gonna do? I'll tell you what they're gonna do. They're going to contribute to every reason why these black men are not gonna have other men they can look after. They're going to contribute. Listen to what I'm saying. They are going to contribute to why black men are going to be more 50-50 with women, looking for women to bail them out of everything, not standing up for themselves financially, not being leaders, because these are the men that are being created because you don't see a prototype of a man to get out there and take care of women. I thank God for my grandfather, my older brother, and my father. Father wasn't perfect, as you guys know. I talk about him often on this channel, but I'm forever indebted to him. Do you want to know why I am? I'll tell you why. Because my father taught me how to get up and be a man. Nobody's gonna give you nothing, son. You gotta be 5 times better than the white man. You need to take care of your family. You need to take care of your woman. You need to take care of your wife. See, these are things that I grew up hearing. I saw men in my community, older guys at my church, from the baby boomer generation, over at my home church, Baptist Training Union, Monday Brotherhood. I saw men working together. And when I got up, I said, you know what? I want to be like them. I want to give back like them, like the older guys at my church. And even though I'm not in church, I still have that same mentality now because I saw it when I was coming up. And now people say, oh man, you're a very responsible man. I saw a responsible man when I came up. So even if my mom and dad did divorce, I had other men. These ladies aren't even giving these young men or women any men to look after. Look at some of these women, like when you date them. I dated a woman who, unfortunately, her father passed away. Nice girl, meant well. Had no idea how to deal with a man that was responsible. Had no clue what a man's role was for her to be in her life. None. So what happens to a lot of black men? I'm gonna tell you. When you ladies make the decision that you don't want the man to be in your life, and it's the black community, it frustrates men. I'm gonna tell you to what point. You're not gonna like it, but I'm gonna tell you. When men see what this is, struggling, going back and forth with some of the African-American ladies who don't know what it's like to deal with a man, they're like, you know what? Let me go get a white girl. Let me go get a girl from the African community, which is what a lot of brothers do. A lot of brothers say, okay, well, we want to keep it black, so let me go give me an Afro-Latina. Then you guys get mad and say it's colorism. No, the lady doesn't know how to work with a man at all because she hasn't seen it. So because she hasn't seen it, you've taken her, you've robbed her of the ability to have a husband in the future because you were selfish. Like a lot of the single ladies don't understand that you're robbing your child the experience, either if it's a male or a female, how to deal with the other race of that stability. So they won't know. So they're gonna get passed up. You think that a child coming from the black community, be honest with yourself, a single young man or single young girl, they're gonna go to another race of community and just marry and beat out somebody of their own race? It's probably gonna be highly unlikely. Because when it comes time to understanding family dynamics and all of that, they're gonna be behind the 8 ball. They're not gonna know how to do those things. It's gonna be hard for them. It's gonna be very difficult. And then when it's very difficult, then you know what we do? We start to sit there, idly by, and we don't wanna take it seriously. We get mad. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. Which is for all you just heard the bell. We're out.